We have with us this morning, ladies and gentlemen, Sangeeta Gupta, Senior Vice President and Chief Strategy Officer, NASSCOM. She leads the number of key initiatives at NASSCOM that focus on industry research, outreach, events, communication, as well as strategic priorities for NASSCOM. I'd like to invite Sangeeta on stage and request her to set the context for the day and share with us the NASSCOM perspective.
Good morning, and thank you all so much for being here. Your participation and presence means a lot to us. This is, as Justin mentioned, this is NASSCOM's first in-person event after a gap of over 2.5 years, and we're delighted that we chose Chennai to host the first event. And of course, the theme of the event, Future of Work, clearly if COVID has disrupted a lot of things, the one thing it turned on its head is really the future of work. So thank you all once again for joining us, for being here on time. And I hope you have a great day looking at all the different sessions that we have, the booths that we have, and of course, interacting and networking with each other. Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for joining us today. Your presence and support is very, very important for us. The support that we got from the state government during the 2 years of the pandemic in handling some very difficult issues of enabling our teams to work remotely has been very, very helpful. I've never met Mr. Mittal in person. This was my first meeting. But just following him on Twitter, it's been phenomenal to see the passion and commitment he has for the state and the innovative programs that he's building out there. So thank you, sir. We really appreciate and value your support on an ongoing basis. As we look at the last 2 years, clearly, digital has been around for a very long time. NASSCOM started talking about digital in 2013, 2014. But the pandemic has made technology central to how we live, work, play. It's really the fulcrum of our lives. And it's also created enormous opportunities for the technology industry in India. We are now closely partnering with our customers in India, globally, to see how do we become a close partner in their digital transformation strategies? How do we enable their customer experience, their customers' customer experience, their employee experience? So clearly, I think this has been a great evolution or inflection point for the technology industry. Some actually equate this to the Y2K era. But I think we've seen phenomenal growth over the last 2 years. If we just look at the last year, FY22, it was a year for many milestones for our industry. The industry crossed $200 billion in revenue. It's now a $227 billion industry. It crossed the number of hired direct employees in this industry is over 5 million employees, with just over 450,000 added in the last year. Diversity in this industry is at about 1.8 million women, with almost 36% of the total workforce being women. So clearly, as an industry, we've had a great year of many, many milestones as of March 2022. I think we had a milestone that was not as interesting or as great, which was really a milestone of record number of resignations. So it was a year which was tabled as the year of resignations, or the great resignations, as people are calling it. But I think, again, it's credit to all the leaders that are in the room and many that may be joining us virtually later. The industry has done a phenomenal job in transforming itself, whether it was the shift to remote work. Nobody ever thought that 98% of our employees can work remotely, whether it was hiring all these million-plus people remotely and doing virtual onboarding, whether it was driving employee engagement in virtual models or in the hybrid model that we are doing now, whether it's looking at alternate talent pools, which could be women returnship programs, hiring from smaller cities, looking at non-tech talent. I think everything that we could do differently, we are attempting to do. And clearly, for employees, as we look at it, the one thing they're constantly looking at for us is flexibility. Today, the talent and the workforce that we have, they want flexibility in how we work. And our talent management practices going forward have to reflect the flexibility of how do we cater to the needs of the talent pool that we have. As NASSCOM, as we started the in-person meetings, interacting with our members, interacting with many global visitors that are coming into India, one question we are constantly asked is, so what is this hybrid model of work? Is there 1 day a week? Is there 2 day a week? Is there 3 day a week? Is this fully remote? And we're clearly saying that there is no one model of work. The research we're releasing today with BCG around the future of work implications for tech service providers actually articulates that future of work is not binary. And there are many variations available depending upon the degree of hybrid that you evolve. And this requires constant interactions and dialogues with all of you. We have to experiment and evolve as we move forward. There will be hopefully some frameworks that you will find useful that you can adopt as you think about your future of work model. But from our perspective, it will be about engaging with all of you, creating platforms where we can engage with all the different stakeholders, look at what are the bright spots that are working for you and how can others learn from you, what are the failures that are coming out that we can all make sure we can share and experiment together. So that's our commitment to you, that as NASSCOM, we will continue to create these platforms and would urge more and more of you to engage. So clearly, it is going to be the next 6-9 months will be very interesting. And I think as an industry ecosystem, if we come together, we can together shape this future of work. Mr. Mittal, I have one request for you. For the SEZ industry, for the companies that are in SEZs, there is the extension for work from home or remote working expires in June. We are working with the Ministry of Commerce and looking at a long-term solution to address this challenge. But I think in the interim, a few states have announced extensions. And if we can look at that support from Tamil Nadu government also, it will ease a lot of the uncertainty that is existing today in the entire environment of whether we have to call all our employees back to work or can we continue to operate in a hybrid environment. We have a very long and exciting day ahead and a lot of insightful sessions, so I'm not going to take more time, but just like to say that enjoy the sessions and the intellectual capital that we are putting together, but also take the time and rebuild the social capital that we've lost out in the last 2 years. So thank you so much and have a great day. I'll be around for the conference and look forward to engaging and networking with all of you.
Thank you very much indeed, Sangeeta, for setting the context for the day and sharing with us the NASSCOM perspective.